Our first senior speech for today is going to be done by a second-year student from Kenya. He is Nsima. He's a prefect. So please give it up for Kelvin.
Thank you. Our teachers, coaches, my fellow students, and most importantly, the class of 2019. I would like to welcome you on this day of my senior speech. I'm going to talk about potential. When I was a little boy growing up in Kenya, in a small village of Kakamega, my siblings and I would follow my mom to the farm to go and harvest. She would let us climb the tree to get the avocados, and as we did, she was looking up, her eyes were shiny and sparkling, with a big smile as she directed us to get more and encouraged us to climb higher and higher and higher. Although she was proud but not satisfied, she would encourage a competition to award the one with the most in his bucket. I would always come last with the least avocados compared to my brother and sister, perhaps because I was also the youngest. The night after the harvest was well known, as we could circle around a fire to hear and tell stories on our experiences of how the day was. My mom would finish by telling her story. She fairly assessed each one of us accordingly to how we worked during the day. Analyzing everyone's contribution depended on the effort we put in as individuals. She would later encourage us to work hard on education, as it is the only thing with the option of survival guaranteed to our future. Little did I know that education was the only thing that no one can take away from you as long as you have it. Last year, my journey to MVA began in search for better education. It was hard to leave my family, close friends, and most importantly, home. However, I'm grateful to have made new friends and without doubt call this my second home. It is my concern to work together with you effectively towards achieving our goals, and I'm humbled to have been selected as a representative of the students. You see, when training for soccer, we work hard and every day. We do long and short sprints, train physical and tactical to keep in shape for matches we'll play. There are professional coaches to push us to our limits in every single training. We would sweat, get tired, sometimes feel like it is punishment doing all that. But your personal potential through all that brings you joy after winning a game. Similarly with education, we wake up early every day and sometimes we sleep late. With the help of qualified teachers, we study thoroughly, participate in class, and revise our work. Sometimes it gets tough when you put in so much effort and still fail your test. Other times you may not get along with your teacher or friend and you will feel depressed. But it doesn't matter if you are a leader or not. It matters not your gender, your ethnic, social status, or your religion. Our struggle and challenges in this life are similar, and the ability to overcome those challenges, to improve and become better, also applies equally to all of us. Today, I'm standing in front of you as a senior about to graduate from one of the best high schools in the best country in the world, where everything is believed to be possible. As we work to achieve more, let's not forget that education is not enough. Your love, care, and concern to other people will create a big impact to their success as well as yours. To the juniors, sophomores, and freshmen, I would urge you to keep your heads up and go for what your heart likes. Keep in mind that self-doubt and fear should not stop you from taking chances. The seniors, let's set a good example by working hard to inspire the others. It is time to be and do what you want to become. I will leave you with one quote, that the past is a ghost and the future is a dream. We only have now. Congratulations to the class of 2019. Thank you very much.
Our second senior speech is going to be done by a third-year student from South Carolina. He's in SEMA, and he's also a prefect. Please give it up for Gabe Sigler.
Good morning. Everyone here today has at least one feature about them that sets them apart from everyone else, something that makes them who they are, and mine is pretty obvious. Even though you may not have really know me, I can almost guarantee that at some point you have referred to me or heard me referred to by my most defining feature. This one defining feature, of course, is my hair. When someone says, "You know that ginger kid here at Montverde?" there are not many possibilities of who they could be talking about. When I was younger, I didn't always care for my differences, and sometimes I really hated that I was the only one at my school with red hair. I did not like that everyone else had normal hair, and I didn't really care for being told that I had no soul. It was also annoying that I was the only one at my school incapable of tanning, and every time we'd go outside to the pool or the lake, I'd have to sit around for 30 minutes applying SPF 70 sunscreen, hoping that I could maintain my pasty whiteness, while everyone else only had to worry about how much they would tan. There were times when I decided that I didn't want to be so white, and I was tired of being called a ghost with freckles. However, it didn't go over very well when I decided that I would accomplish this by putting on less sunscreen, because not only was the sunburn painful, but I would end up getting called a lobster or a tomato. I realized that it was better to accept my natural skin tone and just take the jokes that came with it. But it still upset me. Why was I so different? Why couldn't I be the same as everyone else? It was not until middle school that I really began to realize that being different is a good thing. I finally accepted the fact that I could not change how I look or who I am, and learned to embrace being asked if I was related to Ed Sheeran or really any redhead person. I even began to enjoy the jokes that people could come up with about my hair or my skin. It no longer bothered me being told that my whiteness was blinding or that I glowed in the dark. I realized that being set apart from everyone else is not always a bad thing, and I really began to build my personality around the idea that I wanted to be my own person. I learned to do things in my own way, different from everyone else, and strive to find things that many people did not have. Being a ginger truly became part of my personality. It was and is part of who I am. I am still the same pasty white ginger kid, but now I love the fact that I am a pasty white ginger kid and realize that it's actually a blessing to be one of so few redhead kids around. I noticed that since I am one of so few, people always remember who I am because I am truly one of a kind. I learned that my red hair makes me memorable. Even if people don't remember my name, they remember who I am because they remember the red hair or just the kid that looks like Ron Weasley. And in the end, that's what we all want, to be remembered. Every one of us has features that separate us from those around us. And I just want to say to each one of you, you should embrace these differences. Whether it be your looks, accent, where you're from, or the fact that your personality is just out there. Don't let people's perception of you change who you are. There will always be people who try to make fun of the features that make you different, but they can only get from it what you let them. If you simply learn to embrace the joke and laugh them off, people won't be satisfied from the joke, and it will eventually stop. In addition, you will stop being so self-conscious and enjoy the things that separate you from everyone else. We are all born with differences, and the only true difference is how well we accept them. Thank you.
For the weekend trips, we have Senior Retreat Friday, Saturday we have City Walk, and Sunday Winter Garden Village. I would like to call Mr. Matos to talk about Crosswalk.
Morning. I want to talk about three things today. The first one is the crosswalk that is in front of the lower middle school. So some of you are being dropped off behind the middle school and the library, and you're crossing from the middle school. I would rather have you walk alongside the library, KP, the dining hall to get to Mackenzie and the science building. Please do not cross there because you're slowing the traffic.